NBA ratings being down. So last week in social media, it's just been uproar about the NBA ratings are down, compared to what they were years ago, and a lot of it, in my opinion, is of course people are being pirates. Take it for what you will. A lot of people are watching the game through alternative means, but also the game is people don't sit down and watch the game on television like back in the day. People watch from their phones, watching it at somebody's house, watching it like I said through alternative means. But what led me to think about this a little bit more is Philip Lewis, who is like a very notable Twitter reporter that everybody tends to follow and get random news from, whether it's sports, politics, whatever. He quote tweeted a post that showed some old highlights from the early 2000s, and that was a response to somebody saying that that this new era of like shooting threes is not very enjoyable and it's a bad product. And so he responded and said it's so weird because the talent is at least twice better today, but it feels like the product is not. So we have way better players that play in the NBA currently, but the actual product on the court is not better than what it was years ago. So my question to y'all, and we can just kind of have an open discussion about this. Why do you think the quote ratings are bad? And is the actual product better than previous generations, or is it a worse product in your opinion?
Should you want to go first? Because y'all know I got my notes and I'm ready to full ice so this thing out.
No, you need to take it. Go ahead.
Well, let me get my
wake them up.
Let me get my notes out because
he got notes. Oh Lord,
it's funny because we had a Twitter exchange, but I legit this was something about earlier last week, or I keep on saying earlier last week when it's Monday, late last week that I thought about at 2:00 in the morning. Why are you up thinking about basketball at 2:00 in the morning? Because that's what I do. That's what I mean. And I forgot where I came from or what happened, but the thing that popped into my head was what happened to the real ones? What happened to the real ninjas in the league? And when I say that, it's so we were growing up, right? And I can name the top 5 players. In fact, I go into my notes right now. And we can just kind of go down there because we were blessed to be in a position where the NBA basketball, really sports as a whole, because we can go into wrestling as well too. But the NBA as a whole was coming into black culture and they were literally fusing. And it was a beautiful thing to see. So growing up, we had, of course, the second most influential player to me, the most influential in my opinion, Allen Iverson. Of course, just going back to that, the swag, the shoes, the way he carried himself, the charisma, the sleeves, the commercials. He was literally on the first 3 2Ks. But then we talk about today. And what's a player that we love to see and kind of say, hey, he kind of looked like Allen Iverson. It's a youngin' out in Memphis, Ja Morant. Has he been on a cover of 2K? Nah. Should he be the top choice to be on for next year? Yes. But if he don't, the NBA will be proving my point because, again, the kids love Ja Morant. You go to any kind of tournament, high school, whatever, they all got Ja Morant on. But let's continue. You also got Kobe Bryant, who was also in the dunk contest. He was in all kind of black culture shows and everything. Nowadays, we got NBA players pulling up on TV shows. We barely got black TV shows anyway. But if you think about it, how many of them have been on Abbott Elementary? Let's continue. We also got Shaq rapping. We also a bunch of NBA rappers in today, right? And this is a thing, a whole nother thing we can talk about. But what is the NBA doing to support their players outside of basketball? Because if I got 5 to 10 NBA players that can rap, why not drop an NBA EP? Why not drop an NBA mixtape? And NBA, you don't need a label. But then again, that's neither here and there. Also, when they took away high schoolers, I think that hurt the NBA more because we were able, and this is the biggest point to everything, and trust me, it's a long path, but we getting somewhere. Relatability. We were able to relate to young high school players actually living up and going to the dream of the NBA. The LeBrons, the T-Macs, the KGs, even Andrew Bynum for some extent did some damage in the league, and we were able to watch that. And now we're not able to do that. That's key. Relatability. Last but not least, even the white dudes have style. You got Jason Williams, Jason Kidd, hell, Steve Nash. Dirk Nowitzki had a black wife. So I say all that to say nowadays, let's come to this NBA into real relatability. How do we as black men relate to the top players in the NBA? And the reason I bring an emphasis on black men because the black men represent 85 to 90% of the NBA. So why are you advertising and putting all your marketing towards the other 10%? When really you should kind of look out for us and helping what's been your bread and butter for the better part of 10 to 15 years. Again, you got Joel Embiid, always injured. Can we relate to him? Nah. We got Jokic, love him, best player in the league. Can we relate to him? Nah. Luka, all the style in the world. Can we relate to him? Nah. Shea Alexander, can we relate to him? Not anymore after I just saw him in the sports bra. And he is from Canada. So they kind of taking all the L's in the world right now. But again, just taking jokes aside, do we know who Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was before he came into the league? No. And of course, that Giannis dude, whatever he is, can we relate to him? No freaking way. I say all that to say, again, the NBA isn't allowing us to relate to certain players because, again, if you look at the markability, they either marketing players who've been in the league for 20 years or they're overseas. Again, I ask, where the young niggas at? Where is the young representation? Where's the young representation outside of Ja Morant of the culture in the NBA? And when I'm looking at the NBA on the court, of course, we can talk about the threes, and how terrible they are, and how everybody trying to look like the Warriors. But in reality, we can take the Indiana Pacers, for example, back in the day. We would watch Jermaine O'Neal and Tensley and all them guys. We would watch the Ben Wallaces with the Afros of the world and the Pistons and watch them win the championship. But then we got now Ja Morant, Ant-Man, who else? So the NBA needs to do a better job of relating and marketing to us because we are the ones in the league. And they need to get some better reps because they ass. But that's all I have to say. Like I said, notes 2 a.m, That's why. I think that plays I'm not gonna say it's the big thing, but it plays a role because again, you can't market the 10% of something that's 90% rocking with you. We the reason you the NBA.
That was deep. That was last
2 a.m, bro. That's my mind at 2 a.m, bro.
Let me go through the comments real quick before we continue. Let's see. Candy said that they put Jaren's song in 2K. I did see that they put Jaren in 2K. I've never listened to a Jaren Jackson Jr. song because I don't know if I would take him seriously as a rapper. But shout out to Jaren for that. Dame and KD killing music. That's one thing that I'm just confused about. The NBA should have capitalized that immediately. Like this Dame Lillard, bro. Like Dame is a legitimate rapper. Like he actually can rap. So I don't know why they didn't like prioritize, pushing that. And he ain't saying nothing crazy in his songs either. So it's just like it ain't like he talking about killing somebody. He talking about just real life stuff. So let's see. NK said, Candy, that's it. NBA games used to be widely available on regular TV. Now you need 6 streaming apps to watch games. Shoot, what's that? YouTube TV went from $35 a month at its inception to now what? 85? $85 is crazy.
Canceling.
And you wonder why everybody's a pirate now. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, said, yeah, Dirk's still married. He got a black wife. Yeah, he's still married to that black wife.
He still ain't married?
No, he married.
No, he is
still married to the black wife. He got.
Once you go black, man. You don't go back. Yeah.
Okay. He got 2 kids, bro. They definitely black and German.
Okay, I'm about to say I remember that to go play.
Talk about a German Shepherd. All right.
Candy said they keep trying to force Bug Boy Ant-Man. Why is he Bug Boy? Candy is the queen. For those of you who are listeners, Candy on Twitter, she is at Horton_here's_ the letter U. She is the queen of giving random people like how do I describe it? It's not their nickname, but it's like it's a nickname
or a code name.
Yeah, that's derived from their name. So like she called Palo Rancho Cucamonga. Like, why do you keep calling him Palo Rancho Cucamonga?
Great one. Great one.
We love you, Candy.
Yeah, good job, Candy. Shout out to Candy. And Trevor says the blackout rule is ridiculous. I agree because if I'm paying for what's the NBA app called? The League Pass. I'm paying for League Pass. I should be able to watch the team in the city. Like I don't understand. I'm paying this much money I should be able to watch any NBA game that I want. I don't care about the rule that y'all got with the local television. Nobody got local television no more legally for the most part. So just give me any game that I want. And also, if you get the league pass, you don't even get the playoffs. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm paying for league pass. Let me get the playoff games. I don't understand it. So yeah,
And leave 2K alone.
Oh, please, yeah. It was
nice.
nice.
I forgot about that point. If y'all really understood, this is by far the worst 2K that they ever made. So why y'all trying to call yourself integrating for one? It's terrible, bro. But what y'all doing? And then if you do the league pass through 2K, you watching from the top of the backboard.
Exactly.
You're literally watching from the camera from on top of the backboard.
Like we playing 2K.
No!
Like we playing 2K. Give me
sideline 2K
camera.
View.
Right.
No!
Give me sideline camera like NBA Live, please.
What was that? 04, 05 with J Kidd? I need that view.
Man. So yeah. Thinking about this topic.
Yeah.
I don't really care about the ratings because I don't watch every game anyway. I just watch a premier matchup. So if I know, it's gonna be prime example, Atlanta versus New York, I'm watching it because I know Trae Young gonna do something crazy to New York. I know it's gonna happen. Or if I want to watch the Thunder versus the Grizzlies because that's a young up and coming rivalry, I'm cool with that. Of course, I'll watch Lakers games because it's LeBron. You never know what's gonna happen. But I don't think the ratings matter per se. But I am more focused on the actual product. I forgot what game I was watching, but it was so many threes. I was just like, why are y'all shooting these threes? There's no flow to the offense. Literally, the game is played from 3-point line to 3-point line. And there's no variability in styles for the team. So back in the early 2000s, you had the game was a little bit slower in the 2000s. So you had a lot more half-court offense. You saw a lot more big man. Shaq, prime example, where he would go to work in the post, but he also was finesse. He would make some pass to the other side of the court, backdoor passes, behind the back passes. That was just Shaq's game. And you don't really have much variation. Every team, for the most part, plays the same, unless you got DeMar DeRozan on your team, and he's like a mid-range assassin. But everybody is trying to emulate Steph Curry, but nobody else in the world is Steph Curry. And I think what's going to happen in the next probably 4 to 5 years, once Steph Curry is kind of phased out of the game, we're going to get back to a lot more ball movement. It might look European. It kind of already looks European right now. But it's going to be a lot more ball movement, and you're going to see, I think, a heavier – and also when LeBron and KD and all them phase out too, I think we're going to get back to a heavier emphasis on coaching as well too. Because right now, there aren't really any elite coaches. Like a coach is like, that is a great coach. I mean, you think about it. Aside from Pop, can get well on Pop from the, he had his situation. But back in the 2000s, you had a lot more elite level coaches that kind of superseded the team. I mean, Phil Jackson, Popovich, who else? I'm trying to think.
Pat Riley's of the world.
Pat Riley, like those types of coaches that
Larry Brown.
They were legends. We don't have any legendary coaches right now in the game. And I'm like, at what point do we get to that point? Even like LeBron's coaches, none of them are just really legendary. Mike Brown's not that. Ty Lue is great, but he's not a legend. He had Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel's okay. Darvin Ham's terrible. Luke Walton's terrible. LeBron played for Spo. Spo was probably the only one that's great, but his team right now is struggling. So, I don't know. I think we got to just phase out of this particular era of legendary players like Steph, like KD, like LeBron, and we got to get back to coaches actually coaching and not just, hey, regardless of who you are, 1 through 5, throw up a 3, and if you miss it, okay, the analytics say 3s and layups. We got to get past that point.
Yeah, and just looking at the standings real quick, right? So the East is Cavs, Celtics, Knicks, Magic. Top four West, Thunder, Grizzlies, Rockets, Mavericks. Let's just call it what it is. Of those 8 teams, no one's playing, besides maybe the Thunder and Grizzlies. Those will be my 2 outliers, right? But none of them are playing the type of basketball that you, as a normal casual person, will want to go and watch. You're not watching Donovan Mitchell. No one's saying, I can't wait to go see Jason Tatum play. No one's saying that, I can't wait to see the Knicks play or the Magic play. And then on the West, like, okay, the SGA and Ja, yeah, but okay, do I really feel like watching the Rockets as a casual fan, right? Do I really feel like watching the Mavericks? Casual fans don't want to see that. What do casual fans want to see? Unfortunately, they already did this before the season started. 41 or 40-something fucking games for the Lakers. 40 because of LeBron. I think the Warriors are right behind them at like 30-something, a high 30 number, right? And nothing against Steph, but damn, who else Steph got? Right? But I mean, they're doing good, right? Ball movement. But these things, how can I say this? And this does happen at a certain point, but how can this happen earlier? Like in NFL, they'll start moving games around from Monday night to have someone else be the primetime person, right?
Flex the games out,
right? Yeah. Flex the games out. There should be a flex of the games. Okay, if the Grizzlies and Thunder are playing, how do we first market this a day or two in advance or a week in advance and let y'all know this is the game to watch? Not just because I don't know, just because, let me see, just because the Jazz and Trailblazers are playing at 9 o'clock, that's the only game. No, scrap it. We ain't going to even advertise that at this time. What else are we doing? So, honestly, on the back end, scheduling. I think scheduling is an issue and how you schedule. And especially with back-to-backs, what does that look like? And then who picks up the primetime game, especially with a back-to-back? Like, where am I going to sit out? What's going to happen there? The other part of it, too, is resting. I think it's taking control of this. And resting players back-to-back or LeBron saying he doesn't want to play, stuff like that. Kenyon Martin, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Kenyon Martin was talking about how John Stockton played damn near every game. That's why I got 15,000 assists, right? We don't have that no more. People ain't really playing like that no more. Mikal Bridges, but damn, his shot looks crazy. I don't even want to watch that no more. But to the point that we all are making, one, we're going to have to phase out of this LeBron, Steph, KD era. That's just going to be a time. And unfortunately, right now, there is not enough people that can take the clout and carry it the way that LeBron, KD, and Steph have done. Let's just call it what it is. And that's no slight on everyone else. Someone had to take it from Kobe, right? When Kobe got done and was retired, they're just having to be LeBron, KD, and Steph were around. They don't have that right now. No one carries aura like those three carry aura. Anthony Edwards and Ja, great guys. Ja for sure with the Redeem story, but they just don't have it. So you market better, to your point. But who they're paying to do marketing? Because I'm tired of these games that are ridiculous. I don't want to see all these games. And I get you got to give people chances. Yes, I get that part. But if you're worried about ratings, flex them. Figure it out.
They got to, for some reason, the basketball leagues between the NBA and the WNBA, they just do not know how to market well. They just don't know how to do it. And I think we're going to see it from the NBA a little bit more, like you said, once. It's
not that they're not marketing well. They're not marketing towards us.
Well, because they're not marketing well. That's
because in theory, us, we're cool. That's what it is. And like white people want to be like black people, like Latino people want to be like black. That's what it is. And you're right too. They don't when you market to us, it becomes cool. A lot of the slang words that white kids use, that Latino kids use, like this generation that's upcoming, the melting pot of generation Alpha, like they use slang that we use. And it's like you got that from somewhere, a rapper, a TV show, a basketball player, whoever it is. You're right too. You are 100% right.
And another big point is when you're watching, you're not allowing the players to express their individuality.
You giving texts and shit, bro.
Like why if I dunk on a nigga, I'm getting a tech. I'm not trying. Me as a person that paid $200, $150 my last to bring a kid to the game. I want to see him dunk on somebody and express themselves. I don't want to see them get kicked out the game because they are expressing themselves, bro. Yep. That's an issue, and that's been an issue as well for the NBA outside of outrageous foul calls. I mean, but let them get into it a little bit. Let them get a little physical. Let's get a little WWE.
Ain't nobody gonna fight, bro. Nobody gonna fight.
Everybody getting paid. Everybody getting paid. So just let them get it out a little bit. And if they fight, so what? They fight. We're gonna have a viral video.
Yeah. Good man. What was it? Now to the Palace, bro. The Pacers and the Pistons, man. That was a terrible time, but best believe I was watching them games.
Who didn't stay up all night watching SportsCenter?
Man,
the next week, like the rest of the who didn't stay up?
Matter of fact, who was
wait for updates?
Who was that? I forget who asked Melo the other day on his podcast, but Knicks and Nuggets when Melo swung on dude from the Knicks. Like I was watching them games too.
I know you're talking about. Yep.
Nate Robinson came out of nowhere trying to hit somebody. Like, let them show emotion, bro. Emotion is part of the African American experience, bro. We express ourselves via emotion, via movement. That's who we are. That's how we are. And so trying to suppress that is going against our inner being, bro. You gotta let us be us, man. That's what the NBA. That's why I always say Adam Silver needs to go. I'm so tired of Adam Silver, bro. Like he's an AI robot, man. He gotta go. We need somebody that is in tune, like to your point too, with the culture. It ain't even gotta be a black dude. I mean, that'd be great for a black dude.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah, but somebody that understands what it takes to get the league back to where it is. Even like the Emirates Cup, it has no juice. The Vegas crowd was dead. Giannis made that amazing defensive play. Nobody got excited. Like common sense. Shut up, too. Common sense would say if I want this game to feel important and I want my fans to be invested in this game, put the game in the arena with the actual fans of the team. Why is the game in Vegas? It's like saying, hey, the Bucks, thank y'all to the city of Milwaukee for supporting the team in the midst of this Emirates Cup. The game ain't gonna be in Milwaukee though. It's gonna be in Vegas. If you can come out there on a Tuesday in the middle of the week to watch Giannis against SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder. For the most part, who in Milwaukee, the average fan gonna go to Vegas on a Tuesday in the middle of a work week? Nobody's doing that. But I will go to a game when I get off at 5:00 and I can just drive down to the arena and I'll pay, however much the money will cost. They gotta do better, man. They gotta be smarter in their marketing, man. It's bad. It's bad, man.
So ideally speaking, with that scenario that you just said too, there should be, again, with scheduling, that week of the Emirates Cup should be just a bye week, so to speak. Like whoever is playing, get there, what have you, get to home places and switch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I said from the jump, the Emirates Cup should be the beginning of the season, bro. Just like start the season in December, and the first however much 2 months of the season should be just the Emirates Cup. And let that play out, and then you don't have to worry about mixing in the other games and then pausing this team for a week and coming back after a week. It's too much confusion in the midst of the season, and then them ugly ass courts. Anyway, let me stop.
Courts ain't that ugly. Some of them fresh.
Those shit's ugly. The Knicks court, that orange court, ugly.
That Knicks, I got lost in the red. Damn, tomato sauce, tomato paste, everything was tomato on that court. God, dog.
It's just them choosing to use the brightest colors possible. Like, why not use the darker colors?
Just put the trophy on the court and then
that's it.
You can do nothing else, bro. Yes. Put the trophy in the middle of the court. Put like a different alternate logo on the half court of each half court, and just do that. All this red, all this Microsoft Paint shit. Stop it. Just stop it, bro. Just stop it, bro.
The different hues.
Man, it hurts my eyes. Like, imagine if you colorblind, because when you're colorblind, certain colors pop out more, and some colors mix in together. Imagine that as a viewer. I'd be like, damn, this shit hurt my eyes.
So people can't watch the game because they can't watch the game.
Literally, because they can't watch the game. They can't watch because they can't watch.
They can't watch. Right on. Some of this shit is blind, bro. That's terrible.
Man.
Yeah, it is.